to try to keep this in honor of your request to keep about hydrofracking if you're grandstanding about my point of view, but I'm not done. I have a gas lease on my property. I'm not thrilled about it. I signed it. I didn't know anything about hydrofracking. The guy told me it was an auger bit, said it was a traditional well, he never mentioned hydrofracking. So I'm not thrilled about it. At the same time, you know, I'm happy with what I have in life, but I wouldn't say no to more money. And I just want to say to the town board that, you know, if the worst that happens is the cost of gas goes up during the moratorium, and then they frack and make more money, I'm not going to be upset about having a moratorium, so thank you. Or, you know, making me wait to sell my gas until it's worth more money. And I'm really not sure that we're not all in a fight about nothing. Because my understanding is that there's nothing in the budget for regulators to pay for natural gas. And that makes me think that they want the companies to pay for it. And I've heard people who are pro-gas say, well, then they'll just go to Ohio. You know, and the pro-gas people think that's horrible, and the anti-gas people think that's fine. All right? Like I say, I don't know about hydrofracking that much. I've seen both sides of the issue. The whole thing's still out in my mind, all right? I'll put it that way. But what makes you so sure, given that, and that nature, and the other fact too is I understand that the gas in Ohio is much better than the gas here because it's mixed with other kind of hydrocarbons. There's oil out there.
It's wet.
It's wet. Okay, I don't know geologically or hydraulic, whatever, how the fuck that means, but it's better they can make that money on it. So I kind of feel like
15 seconds.
we're probably not going to see fracking here, so why the rush for the moratorium? I really just don't feel like it's going to happen, and I guess that's my question.
Great question. The question is, look, we don't know whether it's going to come. Everybody agrees nobody's drilling right now at these prices. Why worry about this now? It's precisely that reason that we say the moratorium poses no risk to a town. If you put the moratorium in place, they are not drilling now. They're not going to drill now. The only place they're drilling in Pennsylvania is where they're drilling basically to take advantage of the landowners and tie up the property and call what's called hold by production. They're not drilling to get the gas, they're drilling so they can hold that lease. So I would respectfully turn that around and saying, how can anybody, forget gas. This is my 31st year of practicing law. I can't imagine advising a client to sell an asset, any asset, gas, wood, computers, Diet Coke, at, you know, basically an all-time low. What's the problem? What's the risk of waiting? And if you put the moratorium in, you preserve the town's option. If you don't put the moratorium in, and then somebody comes in, forget the fact that there's a de facto moratorium in New York right now. Just go to Chemung County, go to Steuben County. That's where they're doing the landfills, whatever I call they can still do that. You put it in here so they can't do it. No harm, no foul. My question to you, honestly, respectfully, is why is the other side worried about it? Who would sell right now? Most of these people, they act like they've got leases. Most of these people, we can ask Mr. Colley, have not signed leases yet. They're in these coalitions because they want the best, understandably, they can get the best both price and protection. But they haven't. It's not like everybody in New York has signed leases. Most people have not signed leases. We know folks like you and some of them regretted something. But the big guys have not signed leases yet. What's the problem? Waiting. Why would you rush into this when gas is under $2 a foot? And no one on any side of the thing says the gas is going to move anywhere near the $4 for 4 or 5 years at the most. So what's the problem with a 1-year moratorium that preserves the town's option? So, sorry to answer your question with a question, but that's my answer.